Right, well, it's a beautiful sunny morning and I'm off to Furzton Lake in Milton Keynes, only about 40 minutes away. Seemed like the perfect place that I could think of just to get a few things right for me feeder fishing. Sat in the water, I want to get my platform right, I want to get all my bait tubs, everything right, my rod rest how I want it, and just a few other bits and bobs. I've got an important 2-day competition coming up, feeder fishing, and I just don't want to leave anything to chance and make sure I'll just make sure everything's right how I want it. I've got a ground bait mix I want to be trying, some F1 Dark and Thatchers, which everyone's telling me is the mix to use down there, so that's what I'm going to be using. A bit of chopworm and bits and bobs. I've got some hooks, different hooks I want to play around with. I've got some red hooks, some prototype hooks that I've been playing around with. I've got some MXB2s, just to see what they're like and what's the best optimum size for catching skimmers and perch and roach and whatever I might be catching. Incidentally, I'm not too bothered if I do catch much at all. I'm more bothered about setting a few rods up, having a few chucks, bedding my new braid. I've got 012 braid on all my reels. I just want to bed that in, make sure it's all right. I've got 2 rods for fishing short, 2 rods for fishing long. Short is going to be, I don't know, 15 to 18 meters, and long's going to be 35 to 45 meters, and I've got a feeding rod for each line as well, which I may or may not come into play on my feeder competition, but I'd like to get them set up anyway. I've got a little 9-foot spod rod and a 12-foot spod rod as well, and it's just nice to have a little feed with those as well, big bait hook feeders and stuff. So that's the plan anyway. I'm going to go to Milton Keynes to have a few hours. If catching will be a bonus, but it's more about getting my setup right, getting everything in place, and making sure I haven't forgot anything for when I'm going on my travels on a 2-day feeder event. So I'll see you on the bank. First cast. See we'll crack off. See how we can get on. And I did have sunglasses on because it was lovely and bright and sunny. It's anything but now. I'm just going to leave it in a minute. This is 15 meters, 5 wraps on my distance sticks, which are 3 meters apart. Change my sunglasses really and then have another cast. I've got a couple of rods, a couple of setups to swap between. A real short setup and this sort of normal, sort of longer pattern off the setup. Fishing a 10-foot slim. This has got a 1/2 ounce tip. I think it's got a 1/2 ounce. Certainly no more than an ounce. And I've got 012 braid. A very, very short shock leader. That's 024 carbon. There we are. Oh, I wobble straight away, which is good. There we are. Straight in. I can feel the weed as well though, that's the only thing. Oh, we were in. Oh, I might have all the weed as well. Got the whole lot. I must be about 2 meters back from where I'm actually fishing. Is the fish still on? Well, if he is, wouldn't it? Oh, never used to be any weed in this venue. I think we've lost the fish. Might have to just chuck. Oh no, he is. Hello, Perchy. That's probably why he probably dived straight in it. No, we're not blanked. A weedy perch. How much of this is in here? Not good. Now I've just chosen the nearest peg to where I've parked. I'm not too bothered if I catch or not, to be honest. It's more about an exercise in casting and just getting confident with your rigs and hitting bites and everything. So we'll start again. But kind of a good sign, but also a bad sign because of the weed. Now I'm sure there'll be 1 or 2 experts saying, John, you shouldn't have cut there, it's all full of weed, oh, I could have told you that. Well, sorry, I didn't know. The other reason I've chose here, because I'm nearest where they feed the ducks. So there's always going to be some fish about. I'm not bothered about bream or anything. A few bream would be nice. But I'm more bothered about just getting my rigs right. So it's only about 7 foot where I'm chucking. Much deeper where I've chucked. I've got 2 swims basically. 2 little short rods for catching small fish, 15 to 15 metres. 5 wraps on my 3 metre sticks. And then another swim at 39 metres. Oh, we're gonna have fun with this weed, aren't we? Oh, there's a perch on. Well, I never saw that bite. Which isn't a good sign, is it? I've fished Furzton lots of times. I've done well. I came second in a match fishing cup, bream fishing. But yeah, I've had some good results here. Let's go back to our worm. Let's see if we can avoid this weed this time. There's no weed exactly where I'm chucking, it's just past. So I'm obviously winding it through it. Now I'm using 012 braid purely because it tangles less than 010 or 08. Get a lot more wind knots in 08 and 010 braid. All braid cuts through the water better than 4, 5, 6 pound mono because it's considerably thinner. Even 012 is thinner than 4 pound, 5 pound, 6 pound line. So it's just a no nonsense braid really. Oh, that one came off. That was a little perch again. But it didn't weed us that time. I might just swap to a little lighter feeder as well. Because obviously it'll drag less into that weed. Catch one more and we'll have a little play. Another perch and more weed. Just tried a little window feeder for that. First time I've ever used a window feeder, believe it or not. It's just not needed where I go. Slightly bigger. So I've obviously got a nest of perch there. There's all sorts in here, mate. Yeah. Everything.
How much is it to fish it?
£8, I think. Yeah, big carp, very big carp. Full of fish. Big bream, perch, pike.
Bit of everything.
Yeah. Go away, swan. White then as well. This is my mega positive short rig for when it's solid with skimmers or roach. I'm just seeing what I can catch on it and what the bites are like, how violent they are, and whether you get many drop backs or anything, you know. Little feeder. It's probably about an 8-inch hook length. 015 fluorocarbon. Ooh, that's a big liner, I think. Just a little bank of weed, about, I'd say it's about 12 metres out. Well, I can wind most of them through it. It's definitely not where I'm fishing, it's sort of between me and the fish. Fun if I hook a bream. A little light 10 gram feeder now. I think that'll pull through the weed a bit nicer. One more fish, then we'll have a look on that longer line. Wow. That was violent, wasn't it? Please still be on. That was proper violent. He is still on, you can see him. What we got? Big perch or a big roach. Oh, it's a carp. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. A little baby carp. Well, the bite was absolutely violent, and I was not expecting that. A little baby carp. Look at that. Perfection in miniature. About a pound. Whee! I was not expecting that. Right, this is what I'm using on the longer line. It's 39 metres, Horizon XC class, 3.6 metre, 11 foot 10, 60 gram. I've got a big feeder there. I'm just going to slide over my distance stick. It looks a mess in the background, but it is a bit of a blockade because it's quite a busy. I've already had some people behind me, so I don't want them directly behind me trampling on my tackle. So let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 12, 13, and on the clip, you just go on the clip all the way around. So no chance of it slipping. There we are. Right, whilst we're at it, I'll just show you I've got 6 rods set up. 2 feeding rods. These are Spodding rods, basically carp rods. Big reel. This one's a 5,000 reel. That's got 80 pound braid on. Doesn't matter what it is. It's just dry, strong braid. Never gonna get broke on that. I've put a massive feeder on there. Massive feeding feeder. This is a 9-foot extracting rod, which is just ideal for that short line. Don't need a longer rod for that. And the other one is a rod I've had for years, 12-foot, 4.5 pound Tesco Spodding rod, delicate, and a proper big pen carp reel on it as well. So, but that's me big Spodding reel. I did a bream feature at Grimsby Reservoir, and you might have seen me using it on that. So, and then as far as me 2 for fishing 39 metres, I've got those 2 XC class 11 foot 10, 60 grams. That's these 2. 2 slightly different setups, feeder setups. One to fish a real short rig, and one to fish a normal sort of paternoster rig. And the same at 15 metres, I've got a 10-foot slim. Sorry, that's a 10-foot slim. And then I've got a 9-foot commercial bomb. Both with that one's got a half-ounce tip in, and the bomb's got an ounce tip in. And the XC classes have got ounce tips in at the moment. So that's that. Right, I'm going to start off with a bottom weighted 20 gram. I class that as a 4-hole. Is it 3-hole? No, it's a 3-hole feeder, isn't it? Only a little one. And I've just got a bit of chopped worm, a bit of dead maggot, and quite a stodgy ground bait mix. And we might go up to 30 gram. We might go up to 40 gram, depending on if it was windy. I'd definitely consider 40 gram, but I think that's fine for now. To tighten my clutch up a bit, so it just slipped a little bit on the cast, but I'm fine with that. Let's bring this up a touch because I've got a longer rod, and it's absolutely flat calm. Oh, that was a tap straight away, so I'm gonna hit that. And one thing I forgot to get out was my atomizer. I keep needing to atomize this braid. Just we're in the water, we can just drip a bit on whilst we're waiting. An atomizer would be better. We've had a tap already, which is good. We've not fished this for a while, we just left it alone for probably
I don't know, an hour whilst I've been messing around. So we might have to just start building it up. I've only put 3 or 4 big feeders in. Now this is a much more traditional setup for fishing normal bream waters. I've got a paternoster rig, and I'm fishing with 8-pound fluorocarbon as a shock leader, and I've got about 3 turns on the reel before I cast, so I'm casting off the shock leader. On my shorter setup, I've just got not even a metre, probably 70 centimetres of the same 8-pound fluorocarbon, but that's purely as a little buffer, and just a nicer material to make your paternoster or your end rig or whatever as well. You could fish braid direct, I'm sure, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to fish nicely. So let's put the head of a worm in. Just a head of a worm. These aren't the best worms. I'm just using up my old bait as usual. I'm going to waste my good bait on a day like this. Put a little bit more worm in. Keep putting worm in. Dodge it all up. Right, give it a bit more of a punch this time. Oh, that only just reached the clip. Well, I didn't have a bite. I twitched it and something violently tapped on the end, really violently. So there's obviously something decent out there. Real like whack as soon as I nudged the feeder, but we didn't hook it. Whatever it was. There's an odd small fish topping. I've not seen anything big other than one massive carp about the range I was fishing short. It was a big carp. I'm only fishing about 40 to 50 centimetre tail. I think if I was bream fishing here I might go up to 2 foot, you know, maybe even longer, but I'm using it more as a recce, sort of just get my rigs right for another venue, for Tamar Reservoir in Devon. It's more of an excuse to get me rigs right for that. They might not be right for here, but I think they'll be right for down there. We'll keep popping a little bit of bait in. I've put a few more micros, a bit of corn out there. See what we can't catch. We've got different options to try. We've got dead maggots, corn. I've even got some expanders. We can try all sorts. Not licorice all sorts. Although I dare say that would work if you waited long enough. No signs. Just drag it back just a few inches. I always drag it and then reel into it, rather than reel to twitch. That's right or wrong, it's right for me. So we'll do that again. I move the rod, drag it the amount, and then I just tighten up with a reel. I think if you do it just by reeling, it gets a bit more juddery and you sometimes twitch it too far. Let's put some worm in the middle as well. I'm going to switch to a bigger feeder soon as well. It's just nice to have a play with different size feeders. That's it, I've got my range now, hitting that clip lovely now. Once that goes down, feel the braid. Often feel if any fish has had it on the way down like this as well. Fresher braid isn't as good as braid that you've bedded in for a bit as well, so it's another reason for today, just to get all my reels fished with. I don't like using fresh braid really, but I've had to start afresh, so I don't do a lot of this style of fishing. It's bloody enjoyable when you do. Lovely being sat in a lake on a platform. Try that again, a little dollop of worm. Quite a big dollop actually. Let's just wait on it. We'll try a window feeder soon as well. skimmer? Yes, a skimmer. Oh, and he's off. I don't know what I was doing there. I was a little red worm and a window feeder. So let's just chop a couple up. Chop worm in there. I don't know why. I don't know what I was thinking, trying to admire that skimmer. It's always going to come off. Anyway, it's all good. Let's get a bit more pudding ready. First ever fish on a window feeder, that was, I think. Sorry, second. Yeah. Perch on three maggots. Only a perch about today, isn't Well, after all those perch, I've put a grain of sweet corn on, and I've had oh, it's weeded me. A roach or a skimmer, I can still feel it. It was decent fish. Yeah, just weeded me for a sec. What have we got here? Oh yeah, lovely skimmer. So a single grain of sweet corn, that immaculate fish. Shows they were there, doesn't it? I thought they were. Lovely. Try that again.
So I'll go and get her anyway.
Oh, did you wrap it yourself?
No, on the it comes.
I know. Another very good reason why I've chosen this place. My wife works 5 minutes away. She's already brought me a brownie from a cafe, and then I've got dairy milk now. So sometimes brings me a sandwich, but I'm happy with the chocolate. Well, that brownie didn't touch the side, so that's already gone. Try and catch a skimmer, and then we'll have a chocolate bar, I think. Short line.
Well, that was a nice productive session. Caught a few fish. We'll have a look what we've caught, but before that I've got a bit of bait left over, so I'm just going to spot it all in and just have a few more casts with me spod rods and these big bait hook feeders, just to get into the swing of it and just use up all my bait. It's quite nice just feeding, isn't it? So anyway, let's have a bit of a spodding session, and then let's see what we've caught.
Packing that in loosely. It's a big old feeder. And striking out really quick. Braid lets you strike it out. So that's all gone. You can leave it, get it go to the bottom and then strike it out. Depends on the depth and the toe and what you've got in it. So that's got on the bottom now. Strike it out. Good fun, isn't it? That's one. That's just a 9-foot 3-pound test curve carp rod. And I bought it specifically for this job. So I can spod up to about 30 metres with this, I think, comfortably, maybe 40. I'm just going to wind it all the way in. So is the thread, I might as well just wind it all the way. There we are. Right, let's go. Right, it's really bright and sunny now, but that's been a thoroughly enjoyable session. I'm not going to break any records or win any matches with this, I doubt, but some nice skimmers. Probably half a dozen decent skimmers. That's probably the best one there. Nothing massive. And we had that bonus little carp, which is a nice surprise. Loads of perch. Not seen a roach. But yeah, I'm happy with that. More importantly, I put quite a few things into place and got me set up everything and right for my forthcoming feeder match. So yeah, happy days. Let's chuck these back.